You're trying to reach the next level in life, to make more money, to have a better position. Watch today's video because I'm going to tell you how to get that boost. Stay tuned. Hey, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and I talk all about different strategies you can use in your professional life and your personal life to increase your bottom line at the end of the day. Today we're going to be talking about a way to get a boost in life that will help you rapidly succeed. It almost seems like this week's theme is rapid succession. Might be. I'm all about getting things done quick. But today it's going to revolve around the concept of mentorship. Mentorship is probably one of the number one things that you need to seek after if you want to succeed rapidly. Let's start out with point number one, is to seek for a mentor that is a few steps ahead of you. Don't look for a mentor who's like, oh, just give me $20,000 and I'm going to turn you into a rock star. No. You're looking for somebody who is just a few rungs up the ladder than you are. There's ways to seek mentorship that is not icky either, and it's also very interesting because let's say you know somebody who is in your profession and they know more than you, and you can seek mentorship in lots of different areas. Like right now, I'm interested in moving to Costa Rica. So what did I do? I know somebody who lives in Costa Rica. I'm allowing him to mentor me in the process of possibly moving to Costa Rica. So I'm using him as my springboard because he has intimate knowledge. He's a Costa Rican, so he knows what it's all about. So I'll shout out to you. But it's so important to find mentors who are just a few steps ahead of you. The ones that are also really good at sharing and teaching. You can find somebody who's a few rungs ahead of you and they're terrible. You're like, oh, this person drives me bananas. You don't want that. You want somebody who is willing and able to share and want to see you succeed, and they're excited about you succeeding as well. Now, these mentors are far and few between, but keep hunting. You will find them. So that's my first point. The second one is make sure you take your mentor extremely seriously. Respect their time. And I mean this. This is really important. I've mentored a lot of people and had a lot of people not respect my time. And it doesn't take long before I'm like, oh, the heck with this. Now, what does it mean to respect your mentor's time? Listen and learn and do. That's what a mentor wants to see. He wants you to see you listen and learn what he's talking about, and then he wants to see you put it into your life. And I try very hard when I'm being mentored to do all those points. I try to listen, I try to learn, and then I try to do. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it right? No. A mentor would prefer, when I'm mentoring somebody, I would prefer somebody who listened and maybe they didn't understand what I was talking about, and they did it and they didn't do it right and it didn't succeed. And they came to me and said, oh, I tried and it didn't work out. Well, let's see what you did. And what happens is now I get to see what he did wrong and help him make it right. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is when I'm mentoring somebody and I teach them, later I come back and say, how did it go? Oh, well, I'm not sure and I didn't do anything with it, or it doesn't take long for I'm wasting my time. And I hate to be blunt, but that's what it feels like. You feel like you're wasting your time. But even if you do it wrong, it's better to do it wrong than not do it at all. So what I say is just do it, try it. If it doesn't work out, talk to your mentor and try again. I'm taking a course on YouTube, trying to become a YouTube success. That's what I'm trying to do. I've joined a mentorship program. Now, it wasn't a terribly expensive program, but what I like about it is that they have things that they say, you got to get done. You got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to do this. What's Frank doing? He's doing this, and this. Even if he doesn't understand it, I'm just getting into it, and my next point is I'm just trusting the process. Just trust the process. If your mentor says to do something, just do it. Sometimes you got to trust the process. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't let the weeds come. The weeds are but I got to do this, or I'm guilty of this too. You have to realize, do not overcomplicate it. Just do what they've said. Trust the process. Trust that they know what they're talking about because they're already successful. It's gonna sound a little bad, but it's not. It's the truth. I have mentored a lot of men and a lot of women over the years. Guess which ones listen and which ones don't? The men don't listen. Women, you say to a woman, hey, do this and I promise you'll be successful. they will do exactly what you've told them. Every single time. It's rare when they don't, and it's rare when they tear it apart and they act like a man. I'm sorry to say this, but it does happen. Men like to sit there and reinvent the wheel and make it their idea. Be sure not to overcomplicate things. Don't get into the weeds, because it's when you get into the weeds and things and you don't trust the process, you get into trouble every single time. Also, the next thing too is be sure to share all the challenges that you're encountering, good and bad. Say, hey, or the successes and the challenges with your mentor. Say, hey, this is what happened, or I don't understand. I did this and it failed, it flopped. What did I do wrong? What do you think? Your mentor wants to get involved with you. This person is a good mentor that they want to get involved. They want to look at it and go, wow, So make sure that you share all your challenges, your feelings, your successes with your mentor. It will give your mentor a lot more insight and allow them to talk to you towards the information that you really do need. So do that. Before we get into our bonus though, and this is actually a really good bonus. This is a little bit of a shift in thinking when it comes to mentorship and the bonus, but you really need to hear about it. But before we get into it, I've just got a quick question. Are you getting value from this video? If you are, give it a like. I do appreciate it. It says to me that, hey, you're enjoying the video. If you got to this point, you're almost to the end, you're still watching and you've liked the video, that says to me that this is something that I should talk a lot more about in the future. So let's get into our bonus. So you want to succeed even faster than just getting a mentor? This is something that I learned a long time ago, and I learned it by accident. It has just rocketed me in my career, and it's rocketed me and allowed me to earn a lot of money really fast. What that is don't only seek mentors, but become a mentor. You think, well, what difference does that make? When you're teaching somebody else what you're learning or what you've learned, it forces you to really understand your material. I was doing a course to become certified in a new area of my job. So I actually went into a classroom, and it was a course that was 5 weeks long, and it was very intense. It was very hard. It was very intense. But because I already had experience and I was getting recertified, I was able to fly through a lot of the lessons. I understood the information very quickly, and also I had learned it a slightly different way, so I was able to look at it and go, oh, well, when I see somebody looking at it and they didn't understand, I sit there and work with them and say, hey, take a look at this. This is what's happening here. Not only that, I thought I was doing really, really well, because what was happening was I had to write the exams, like the certification exams. I think I had to write 5 or 6 exams in total. What I would do is I would book my exam on the last day in the afternoon of every course. Now, everybody thought I was crazy. There's no way you're going to pass all these tests, because a lot of people failed these tests because they're hard. But I felt that I knew the material well enough that I could at least pass them. Well, I got 100%. Got 100%. Got 100%. Got 100%. I think I wrote 5 exams in total. The last exam I got 96% or something like that. So I was like, oh, I really know my stuff, baby. They knew that I was getting 100%. So they felt that I really understood the material as well. So the training center approached me and said, hey, we'd really like you to become a trainer. We saw that you're really good at working with the students already, because you're working with your peers in your class and helping them along. We'd like to get you the extra training and certify you as a trainer. I said, sure, absolutely. So I went and did the certification, got all that. And then I started teaching people for real. And I tell you something, it was the best thing I ever did, and it was the worst thing I ever did at the same time, because the students would challenge me in every single thing. Oh, well, what about? What happened was, I thought I knew my material, and even the exams said to me, and I wasn't trying to show you that I was some fantastic tech or anything when I was telling you I was getting 100%, but I discovered I really only knew about 60%. Not 100%. I really only knew, even though I got 100% on the tests, having somebody come to me and teach them, in other words, I was mentoring those people in a teaching capacity, I didn't know my material well enough. And I needed to really dig in, because I would get asked questions that were like, what are you talking about? Oh my goodness, great. I never even heard of that. Like, what's that? And I'll tell you when I knew when I got good at the material. I'll tell you when. What happened was I was coming home and I was going back and cracking the books and going over the next day's lessons. And I would spend just as much time at home reviewing all the material, make sure I really understood it and that I could not be caught out on anything by the students, because you look like a fool when they catch you out and you're wrong. Nobody's perfect, but you do feel really foolish when it happens. If you want to accelerate your career, become a mentor. What happened to me at the end of the day was I knew that I was really getting good at the material and I really understood it when I could think very abstractly about the concepts, and I really understood what was going on, and I could troubleshoot in areas that were not even taught, and I knew the answer. And as a matter of fact, I remember there was one time a student was like, I did this test and this was the question and I don't know what the answer was and it's driving me crazy. And I said to him, oh, it's on this page, go look at that page, it's right there. I've had teachers do that to me in the past. I'm like, what did you do, memorize the book? Believe it or not, after a while you do. You memorize the book, you know where everything is in the book. He went to the page and went, oh, I answered it wrong. And I sat down and I was able to explain to him what he had done wrong. That was wonderful. That was really fulfilling. And what I found was in my career going forward, it accelerated my career significantly. What would take most people 20 or 25 years to obtain, I obtained well under 10 years. Because I had gotten so good at the material, and also too my thinking became so refined at the material that I could pick up new concepts very quickly. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Should be another video showing up right now. It's talking about what investments to avoid. It sounds a bit negative, but it's a good video to watch. It might save you some money from a bad investment. So go take a look at it. We'll talk to you there. Bye-bye.